If you're persistently feeling sad, fearful, or even angry, and you're really tired of that loop and you want to get out of the rut, keep watching. A Native American shared with me the wisdom of his grandfather one time that I really feel like can be useful to people in your situation. By the way, I'm Michael Ravenwood, and I help people realize their full potential. So about 30 years ago, I was working in the nutrition department at Whole Foods Market. I was receiving a shipment in the back warehouse, and a guy just kept walking by me over and over again with these huge heavy loads saying, "I love my job, I love my job, I love my job." And I thought to myself, I gotta get to know this guy. Turns out his name was Johnny Longtree, and he was really happy to share with me some of the secrets that his grandfather taught him. The first one had to do with mastering your emotional state by understanding the definitions that you're giving things. For example, it's really important to understand that there's a difference between feeling sadness and being depressed, feeling frustration and being angry, or feeling scared or being fearful. And the most important distinction there is that feeling sad is very natural, feeling frustrated, same way. If you have something happen in your life that is not the way that you were hoping it would go, and you put a lot of time and energy into something and it doesn't work out the way that you thought it should, then you're naturally going to have an emotional response to that. You want to be with those feelings and allow them to move through you and not suppress them and try and think, oh, I should be more enlightened than to feel these emotions. But it's not healthy either to dwell on them. As a matter of fact, by dwelling on them and bringing them up in conversation over and over and over again with everyone you meet for the next week and a half, for example, you're actually bringing that experience into a situation that it didn't exist in before. And you're dragging that experience along with you, and you are embodying it. And so there is the difference between having a feeling and then becoming attached to that feeling and allowing it to become you. And of course, applying this principle is a bit of a dance, because if I'm saying, oh, you want to be with a feeling and allow it to move through you and not repress it, but definitely don't dwell on it and bring it with you, there's a fine line there. But it's a very important line if you're not going to be that person that basically everybody experiences constantly talking about the negative things that have happened to them. Now, the other thing that his grandfather taught him that's very helpful in this situation is understanding how to be humble and grateful. For example, the things we might complain about seeing, the blind man is dying to look at. The things we might complain about listening to, the deaf person longs to hear. And the long walk to the store that might frustrate us would be blissful to the person who's lost the use of their legs. So it can be tremendously uplifting to remember the things in life that we do have, the friends and family, the places we can go. If we're grateful, it can wash a lot of those feelings away, and we can embody that and bring that everywhere we go. So if anything I've said made sense to you or is inspiring in any way, put Johnny Longtree in the comments or reach out to me.